What's up, everybody?
This is the worst start yet.
You're listening to Roundtable Wrestling Radio for December 6th, 2016. I'm Jordan 24, and with me, as always, from Crazy New York.
The one and only
Byron. From PH, Michigan.
Some shit age, Michigan? Is that what you said?
Yes, from Shitty Shit, Michigan.
Well,
shitty shit.
I mean, Shitty Shit, nobody wants to be there, Michigan.
I mean, you're right. PH is absolute shit. Moving to Fort Wayne next week, Sean Lathrop.
Oh, at least that's a step up.
Oh, really?
Well, let the introduction first.
From Chicago.
Laura Phoenix.
And from my favorite city in the world, the Bronx.
Innocent, a.k.a. O. Ellsworth.
And, of course, we're up here to do another pay-per-view review. Holy shit.
Another one.
Another pay-per-view in just a couple of days from now. We're going to be doing next week.
Almost put me to sleep. Sorry.
We'll be really?
No way.
Whoa. You must have been sleeping.
Yeah.
It was the crowd, man. The crowd really drained me.
I was on 3 hours of sleep and it kept me awake. So there you go.
I'm the
You know what
crowd
time I
falling
was
asleep.
asleep at? I actually got home. I watched the replay, so I fell asleep at 3 a.m. Had to get up at freaking 4:30. Just think about that.
Wow. Let me tell you something. You want to know something not so funny is that you get more sleep than I do.
Shit.
But really, I'm making a joke because it's not a joke. I mean, we do have pay-per-views almost every week, or it feels like that. But it was okay. I mean, TLC 2016 was pretty good, especially listen. One thing is, I said this a while ago, but for the first time, I think since maybe Brett or maybe Sean, depending on who you like more. The best wrestler is the WWE champion, and once again, he proved why he's the best wrestler.
Oh,
And
that's great.
And let me tell you something. Dean Ambrose has been having outstanding matches for the past couple of months because of it.
Yep.
And that's something that I've complained about a while. It's like I didn't enjoy his matches and shit, but since he's been wrestling with AJ.
But do you see what I'm saying about Ambrose is supposed to be the good guy. AJ's doing everything he can, and yet at the pay-per-view, what happens? AJ Styles is getting cheered. The guy just gets cheered. I mean,
the crowd was
he reminds me of not exactly, but somewhat like Daniel Bryan. Like people they don't have it in them to hate him. They just like him.
Well, it doesn't help that he's doing moves that faces do. I don't think I've never seen a heel.
I don't think that has anything to do with
450
that.
splashes.
No, I think it does. I agree with
That's not a face.
No, but all his maneuvering.
Yeah, it's a move that gets you pops.
Basically, but it's not. I honestly think that AJ is just one of those guys that you want to hate him, but you can't. It's just that it's not there. I mean, they want you to hate him, but
TNA proved that when they tried to turn him heel. Not in the beginning, but I think it was around the Claire Lynch days or whatever. They were trying to make him a bad guy, saying that he was cheating on his wife and whatnot, and it didn't work. AJ is just one of those guys.
Actually, I think he's been doing such a fucking outstanding job of being a heel that people really just gravitate to that.
No, but it's also what Oak does. He wrestles too good for you to not like him.
Yeah, everything he does.
Exactly.
I'm talking about promo.
I'll give you an example. Like Owen Hart. Like when Owen Hart turned heel, he didn't do a lot of those moves that he did when he was a face. Yeah. They usually heels are more grounded. So
but
he's definitely taking the heel wrestling to another level. I'll tell you that much.
No, he's right. He's right though. Owen, when he turned heel, he completely changed his style.
No, I get what you're saying, but I don't think it's that. I mean, like I said, we're in a different era, man.
It's a little bit, because when he did the 450 on the outside, that's when they started chanting AJ Styles. You can't boo a 450 splash like that.
Oh, no way.
You can't boo somebody if they do
timing
something.
either.
If it's a cool move, obviously people are gonna fucking chant like, "Oh shit, that was fucking awesome" and shit. But or they chant the guy's name. But I don't think it has anything to do with the moves he does. It's just himself. It's just everybody likes AJ, and the way he's been portraying that character, everybody likes it, man. Look,
And look at-
freaking Austin wasn't a guy who did all these fucking crazy maneuvers.
Yeah.
And when he was a
Yeah.
bad guy, people fucking couldn't hate him. It's just
Right.
that the fact that he played that character so well that people just gravitated to that shit, and they just couldn't hate him.
He
They
was
loved
more. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the other thing about AJ is that not since Ric Flair, and I think even surpassing Flair, in terms of a guy that was the guy in another company coming to the WWE and dominating. Nobody has done that like AJ Styles. Not even Ric Flair, because again, Ric Flair, yes, he got the title at the Royal Rumble. He had the match with Savage that he lost. And then they kind of lost faith in Ric Flair within that year. Ric Flair didn't even have a full year of being Ric Flair in that company. I mean, really look at, I remember that time very distinctively, and I remember when Bret Hart won the title, I couldn't believe it, because I was like, he beat Ric Flair, because I was, a lot younger, and I knew who Ric Flair was, and I knew that Bret Hart beating Flair seemed weird to me. So AJ comes, from the Royal Rumble till now, nobody's had a dominant from an outside company like AJ Styles. Nobody's done that.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And he just, he makes.
Are you
Dean
talking
Ambrose
about
better.
period, or are you talking about like
Period.
right away
Period.
from
talking
another
about-
company?
Being the man from another company.
I can name a couple. I mean, we're talking about Eddie Guerrero. Benoit,
Eddie Guerrero wasn't the
Booker T.
man at WCW.
Exactly. He wasn't
And
the
Booker
man.
T sure as hell was not the man in WWE, or even.
He was the
come
last.
close.
He was one of the. Well, he was the last WCW champion. So yes, he was.
Oh yeah, no, he
was the man in WCW.
but not so much in WWE.
Yeah, I mean AJ's the man in
No,
both
he was
companies.
though. I mean, he had a pretty good run compared to everybody else from WCW. Let's just be
Not like
honest.
But he was-
the champion.
Not like AJ.
And Booker T was never WWE champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was the world champion. I mean, still, but the world champion still is prestigious.
He had a good
though,
run. He had a good run. He definitely had a good run, but not like AJ.
And Booker's probably number 2, if anything.
I would say Benoit maybe. But
Benoit
again,
even-
Benoit was
Benoit was
when
never
Benoit
the-
left WCW. When he left WCW, he was the
he
champion.
was
so.
he was the man for like a second in WCW. He wasn't really the Ric Flair was the franchise, the company's on his back guy. You know what I mean? That's like Kerry Von Erich. If he would have went to the WWE and became champion, that you could have considered, because he was the backbone of WCCW. So again, but he didn't. He only went to the Intercontinental
I
title.
don't know. I don't want to talk too much about Flair, but because I know the listeners are they want current shit, but I feel like they treated Ric Flair the first year wonderfully. I think after the first year, they probably knew that he was going to be leaving, and that's when they started to shit on him little by little. But the first year, I think they built him up perfectly, to be honest with you.
I think he had a couple of months. I think he had a couple of months of being Ric Flair, at best.
Really? I don't
Yeah,
know. I think the first year he did really good until the WrestleMania. What was it, 7, when he lost the belt, and then from there it was just
8.
okay.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I again, when I was a kid, I thought it was weird when Bret beat him. I found that weird. That Bret Hart, because at that time Bret Hart wasn't Bret Hart. He was Hart Foundation Bret Hart. He was, Intercontinental Champion Bret Hart, but not Ric Flair. I'm going to beat you, Bret Hart. And then at a house show at that, a Coliseum home video.
No, it was it was prime time. Wasn't it on cable? It was
Remember,
prime time.
they used to
It was
have
a
the
Coliseum
banner
home video.
They used to have the banner in the corner at Coliseum home video. It's
Yeah.
like,
I'm telling you, I really think because they knew he was leaving. They knew. So
I don't
they had
know.
to take the photo off.
They never, and Ric Flair has 3 documentaries, and in all 3, they really don't explain it.
They don't.
They
Yeah,
really
they
don't. They really, really don't give a real definitive explanation. And the same thing with the Hogan Flair thing. They wrestled at a couple of house shows. It wasn't working. I watched those house shows. The crowd was hot for those shows. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they
That's
dropped
like-
the ball with that match.
That's like
They
Lex
definitely
Luger. Like I watched the Royal Rumble documentary, and Bret Hart really put over. I was shocked. He really put over Lex Luger as a consummate professional, and saying, because now they say, oh, Luger wasn't panning out, but if you look at those crowds when he got off the Intrepid, the crowd went bonkers
yeah.
for Lex Luger.
Yeah,
They were
but that's a
very
different
into it.
time, man. They knew he was going the Hogan route, and they just needed, to fill that gap, because Hogan had
I
just
think
left.
they wanted. I think they
They
wanted.
were just desperate.
I think they wanted to make it up to Brett after screwing him with Hogan. That's what I think. I don't think it was Lex Luger not panning out or anything like that, because he was panning out. And what I don't, by the way, before we get into the pay-per-view, the other thing I don't understand about Lex Luger is when, in every documentary, they always talk about, well, it was a massive surprise when Luger went to Nitro because he was one of our top guys. No, he wasn't. Lex Luger was not one of their WWE's top guys. Lex Luger at that time was with the British Bulldog, right?
Yes, exactly.
With the Allied Powers, they could barely sustain that tag team, and then he kind of was like sort of in the mid card, but he was not one of their top guys, and they failed to make.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, they made such a big deal that one of our top guys. First of all, he was more of an NWA guy, way more than a WWE guy, but I just always found that weird. But anyway, back to the TLC pay-per-view. Can I just say that it's weird that I find Raw as a show better than SmackDown in terms of story and whatever. In terms of me caring about what's going on, I like Raw better. But on pay-per-view, SmackDown hits it out of the park. I think they do better on pay-per-view than Raw does because...
Yeah, I really thought it was hit out the park. I mean, I thought the pay-per-view was good. I think it's just the crowd, man. The crowd was really dead.
Even the females performed good, man.
So y'all enjoyed Brie Bella against Carmella? I did not enjoy that, man.
That could have been a hell... No, let me say this. That match could have been a hell of a lot fucking worse than it actually was.
You know why?
I'm just saying, it wasn't that great, though.
But you know why it was that? We don't care about it. We don't care about that.
Yeah, well, basically that's what it is. But I didn't watch that match really in full, but I know they performed way better than I've seen them perform before. But the title match, the female title match, was good. Yeah. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I don't know.
I like Alexa. I like her.
I'm saying Brie.
I love Alexa. I told you.
She does real fucking good.
I like Alexa, but I feel like it was too soon giving her the belt. How long has she's been wrestling?
Yeah, but didn't you say that she was going to win the belt?
No, I had a feeling, but I feel like it's too kind of soon. How long she's been wrestling?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years. Like, come on, 2 years. Like,
hold on.
Yeah, but it's a different time,
Hold on. If I remember correctly, Trish Stratus has about the same kind of response there. Yeah, Trish Stratus was women's champion within a year of her first match ever.
Because she was extremely over. That's why. Alexa Bliss was
not extremely over.
She's not that
way. We're talking about Trish. Trish and Alexa over is two different things.
Yeah, but Trish at that time was over because of her looks. It wasn't because of her wrestling, because she wasn't a phenomenal wrestler when she first started. She was not. Alexa has character. She has looks, but more importantly, like I said, character. She has the attitude thing down, and she can perform in the ring.
She does got the attitude down pack. That I have to give her credit.
And she can perform in the ring for her years. She's above her years.
Yeah, she was above Trish.
She's amazing, man.
Yeah, she's like a little what is that girl with the Joker?
That's
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
Yes, Harley Quinn.
I don't know. Colin Quinn.
The great Harley Quinn.
I was thinking about Colin Quinn from SNL. But she's above her years, man. I think she's above her years.
She before she became signed to the WWE, she was involved in major softball, track, kickboxing, gymnastics, cheerleading, Division I status.
Right.
She was in bodybuilding. She was competed in the Arnold Classic.
Really?
And when she got signed in May of 2013, she took to it like fish and water, basically.
Some people, they could come in and just automatically know how to do it really, really fast and well. Some people don't know how to do that. Goldberg is a great example. Just ask William Regal. But some people do take to it really quick. I think she's doing very well. I don't listen. I wouldn't necessarily give her the title, but I knew she was going to win.
Like if you're saying the SmackDown title,
I personally don't think there's a problem. I don't think there's a problem.
I think Becky should have had it a little longer. That's all.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna keep it real. When you
wait, hold on. Can I say something? First of all, I like Becky. I like her style, but I don't think she had that. She didn't get that attention that she should have gotten. I think this chick the new one, I think she's getting that attention that they needed for that belt. You get what I'm saying? Because people really dig this chick.
You know
because
why
the way
Becky
she
Lynch
cuts
didn't get the
her promos-
attention?
Because of her looks.
No. The reason why Becky Lynch didn't get the attention like this girl is because they waited too late to really push her. I mean, when she was red hot, when she first came into Raw, they jobbed her a couple of times.
It's not that.
At one time, she was over more than Charlotte and Sasha Banks. Yes, she was.
But we're talking about just strictly the split. You know, Becky was supposed to be the Charlotte.
But by that time, you know, Becky Lynch done jobbed out to Charlotte and all these people on Raw, and now you're gonna give her the belt. It's just too late after that.
This chick right now, the chick that has the belt now, she reminds me more of Charlotte. She can hold it down, and she can really cut promos to really make that title for a good guy to go after. Because
I want to go as far as say Charlotte now. Charlotte's just another level.
Yeah, she's. Let me tell you something, man. Monday, skipping for a second, since we're talking about the girls, Charlotte, is a bona fide, and I'm going to say it, Hall of Famer in the future. And I'm talking about a legitimate Hall of Famer. What she did on Monday was extraordinary. Again, Charlotte has been involved in manly angles. And what I mean by that is like old school NWA style, hardcore, not holding back, not fighting like a female. The match from 2 weeks ago proved that. And we've obviously seen other evidences of that. But Charlotte on the mic is just gold, man. She is above them by a mile. She is she's the standard, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sorry, I know people like Sasha, but she's not Charlotte. She's not Charlotte.
Oh, definitely not.
I agree.
Definitely.
I agree. I think Charlotte has really. It's really between Charlotte and the boss has actually made what women's wrestling has become now at the moment, because not even the other girls that when they were doing the Divas Revolution shit wasn't working.
Not even at the
same time, I said this last week or 2 weeks ago that I think they need to stop fucking feuding, because that shit is getting repetitive. You can't.
I think we got this one more match.
Yeah.
This Iron Woman match that.
But and
we've already seen.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? Let me say something about this Iron Woman match. After this done, where does the division go from here? There has been focus on these two people.
They're gonna have to start moving on.
No, but can I say something? I was trying to say. Wait. Let me just say one thing about that, though. I agree with Byron. That's what I thought. But every time I think that, they do something like they did on Monday, and now I kind of want to see more of it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, here's the problem with that. It's good because they have great fucking matches. I enjoy every match that they had. But here's the problem. You're forgetting about the other females. So when you
Bayley.
She's already been forgotten.
Bayley is not the answer. I'm sorry.
She's already been forgotten.
Listen to the crowd reaction when they had those 5 women, and the crowd took over and said they wanted Bayley.
Yeah. She's already been forgotten, all right?
You put Bayley and Charlotte next to each other, there's your feud for Mania.
That's a
stupid
feud.
But what about Sasha? I don't think it's a stupid
feud. That's what I'm saying. It's a corny feud because Bayley is not Bayley anymore. She's not what she was. Well, she was in NXT.
She's the same fucking thing, except it's on the main roster, Byron. Come on.
It's not the same thing,
bro.
What's different?
The pops ain't the same.
I mean, no, it's the same gimmick, yes, but it's not the same kind of thing.
It's not working
what it is.
Raw because
you know what it is.
Lost her momentum.
You know what it is. I'll tell you right now. Raw is a 3-woman division, and when one of them isn't doing anything, they don't know what to do other than beat up Alicia Fox or beat up Dana Brooke. When you had it at NXT, it was the 4 horsewomen. You can even argue that SmackDown, because of the fact that you have Natalya, Nikki, Carmella, Becky, and Alexa all on the same time, you have a women's division there. So that's your big battle. What's going on? Bayley doesn't have anyone to face. Once Charlotte and Sasha are done, now Bayley has something to do.
But that is an issue though, because we care so much about Charlotte and Sasha. They've done such a great storyline with them. I mean, once again, they've done a manly kind of storyline with them that they have to do something at some point to do that with Bayley, because you can't just have Bayley come out there and smile and that's it. You know, that's not gonna cut it right now.
Bayley is so behind them right now. Like when she starts feuding with them, She doesn't have that momentum anymore.
know-
it's people have
And
forgotten
just,
about
and by
it.
the way, just like
all that
They turn
attention.
around and prove your ass wrong.
no, but just
How
like
you gonna
but just
prove
like
my
the
ass
real,
wrong? How?
but just like the
How are you gonna do that? I'm telling you what it is.
but just like the real.
Listen. Let me just make this quick point before.
Yeah.
I feel like the only thing that will help right now after this feud is when they bring Mickie James to the main roster. I feel like she should be the next one to fight whoever, whether it's Sasha or until they realize, okay, who's gonna be the one after Mickie James? Because I feel like she got momentum behind her, she got the fans behind her, so I feel like it just makes sense.
Well, that's easy. The next one behind Mickey, if that's where it's going to go, is Asuka. That's obvious. She's going to be the Nakamura.
But Mickie
No.
James is getting signed to the main roster.
No, I know, but I'm saying eventually Asuka will get there, and that's
Asuka is nowhere near as popular as Bayley ever was, though. Bayley still
In
gets
NXT.
reaction.
NXT.
in NXT.
Exactly. Even in
It's a different
NXT,
machine,
Asuka
bro.
is nowhere. Okay, so you think because Asuka isn't as popular as Bayley was when they were both in NXT, she'll be more popular than her in the main roster? A
Yes.
company
I
who has a
believe right
history
now,
of doing
I believe-
terrible.
I believe-
Well,
listen,
a company
I
that has
believe-
done terrible with
I
Japanese
believe-
wrestlers. Oh,
Yeah,
I
well,
believe
that's true.
Oscar
Well, that's true.
is going to have more momentum going onto the
You
main
said-
roster.
you said Oscar?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oscar.
Oscar is
Oscar.
going to Oscar's going to have more momentum on the main
Yes,
roster
I agree.
than Bayley at the moment.
I
If
agree.
she was to jump now, she will have more momentum than
She-
Bayley.
she was-
Bayley
oh, yeah.
right now,
And she will look legitimate as a contender.
She would still surpass Bailey. It wouldn't even be funny.
I'm telling you,
Right.
because Bayley, they fucking screwed Bayley already. It's already fucking. You
I don't-
can't.
I-
How
let
can
me-
you tell me?
let
I
me
don't
can't
think
see
it's
something.
too late, though. I don't think it's too late, but they have screwed
It's
her.
not too late. They could try to figure shit out, but I'm saying at the
What-
moment,
what-
when you pay attention too much to these two females feuding every week, you're forgetting about the rest of them. You get what I'm saying? Or what
No.
happens to the rest of them? They're not feuding. They're not having any fucking.
What happened
any
to the
segments.
monstrous push that the
Bo
monster?
Dallas?
No, that the female.
Nia Jax.
Yeah, thank you. What happened to her monstrous? She's gonna run over everybody thing.
Yeah,
She's trying to push herself on Twitter because she was complaining about that she hasn't really been in the mix. So
She has.
Yeah,
Well,
she's
not- not really in
well, not
those words,
complaining,
but-
she's been saying it's repeat. It's basically what I said. Oh, here we go again. The same fucking girls are fighting. Oh, here we go
no,
again.
no, no. She kept tweeting the
Groundhog.
once
It's Groundhog.
once they announced the women's Iron Woman match, she kept tweeting Bill Murray saying, "Oh, it's Groundhog's Day again." You know,
Oh,
basically like, "Here we go again."
Wow.
Yeah, basically.
What the fuck is this?
It's repeating,
Doesn't that
but
get
that's
you
what
in
I'm
trouble?
saying. But you understand my point, man. It's you're forgetting about the rest of them. So that's why I'm saying Bailey is suffering in that.
And who did Bailey fight on Monday?
Alicia Fox.
I don't even
Wow.
Alicia Fox, dude.
That's another. By the way, can I just say something? I think they were doing something really juicy with Alicia Fox, and then they dropped it for some reason.
Because they
She-
dropped Nia Jax. I mean, when
No,
you
I'm
drop
saying
her
before
opponent,
that.
there's
Well,
nothing left.
No, I'm saying even before Nia Jax, they were doing something really good with Alicia Fox, and I was getting into her when she was doing the crazy shit, and she was actually getting over, and then she disappears, and it's like you just building a female right there.
Go ahead, Laura.
Well, it also to the kind of reasons I don't think we've seen Nia and actually haven't seen Nia in the past couple of weeks is that she's been preparing because she was over in Japan this past weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's the one that faced Asuka in the Osaka show.
But
So-
even so,
but-
I want to bring up this thing
doesn't
real
going
quick
on
for you.
Twitter, but wait a minute. But what doesn't going on Twitter get you in trouble like that? What she did?
basically.
Well, a lot of people trying to speculate is it a shoot or a work, but I think that was definitely
Because the revival, they got in trouble for
Yeah.
their minds.
by the Dudleys. I mean, I don't think they really.
Well,
got in
and
trouble.
Road
I think
Dogg.
the Dudleys
No,
just
but I
got
heard,
motion.
but I heard.
Oh
the
wow,
company-
Road Dogg. Whoa,
No, but I heard.
A
But the road.
guy that went publicly and started talking shit about Triple H and everybody else, but he's
Still
one
has a
talk,
job
but-
there, and still
Can I-
Triple H
He's
is
still got a
best
job,
buddy.
but
But you know what's interesting? That was more Billy Gunn, to be honest.
Yeah.
yeah, but he was
But-
there though in them shoots.
No, I know.
Green.
Just to really bring up this quick point about Bayley real quick, sales. Sales are always important. There is only one woman that have the top 20 T-shirt sales right now, and that's Bayley in the top 20.
Yeah.
No other woman is in the top 30.
It's not getting her anywhere though.
So do you remember when
She's on every week.
James Ellsworth, you said was number 1 2 weeks ago, and look where
Yeah, but that was a month ago, not a week. And guess what? James Ellsworth is number 1 contender to the WWE Championship. So.
And we all think he's gonna win. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm just saying, T-shirt sales mean something.
I don't think that's impossible, because you never.
It's not gonna happen, bro.
All right.
Yeah, but when Roman
Dude,
Reigns
I've seen the WWE do a hell of a lot crazier shit. Bob
Yeah.
Backlund. That's all.
Vince McMahon.
Bob Backlund was a legitimate wrestler, though. You know,
Yeah.
it's not even going.
Wrestler, so is Ellsworth. However, at that particular time, Bob Backlund was completely off his fucking medication and nuts as fuck.
Yeah, and that's what made him the character he was.
Yeah, exactly.
He went crazy.
Bob Backlund was awesome.
Hello.
I love Bob Backlund, especially when he beat Brett at Survivor Series. But
Shit.
but what were you gonna say, Byron?
No, I was just saying. I remember when Roman Reigns had the number 1 T-shirt, but that didn't mean shit. People still fucking was booing the guy.
Okay, Roman Reigns never had the number 1 T-shirt.
Yeah, I don't know about number 1.
He was selling.
He was.
I mean, still selling T-shirts technically.
But he's still being pushed. I mean, it's not like he's pushed into the side.
I'm just saying, just because they have the number 1 T-shirt doesn't really mean much. Maybe they're just buying.
No, it doesn't.
It means a bunch of 8-year-old girls like Bayley shirts. That's the only thing it means, really.
Okay, these are ranked by male T-shirts.
Well, Sean has
girls and socks.
Yeah, Sean has one.
Yeah.
He does
Again,
commentary with a Hug Life shirt.
Sean has 2.
Dude, I freaking wish. But I am organizing these by males.
The way
Is that is that what you want for Christmas, Sean? I'll get you a Hug Life T-shirt.
I would love a Hug Life T-shirt. But these are organized by short sleeve men only. That's how these are.
You want the
organized.
booty shorts to match with it, or
She doesn't sell booty shorts. She's got too
Do
much.
they sell the Do they sell the balloon things? Because that'd be cool.
Wacky inflatable arm balloon man.
Them fucking balloons look like Gumby.
Wacky inflatable arm balloon man. Wacky
but-
inflatable
but
arm
kid-
balloon
but-
man.
But you
You're
go.
not
But
even
you go.
getting that right. Shut up.
But you go to a show with kids. That sells, dude. That's gonna sell. That's gonna sell.
I don't think they have it.
No, I'm just saying if they did, imagine kids. Forget about it. That would sell like crazy. That would totally sell. I mean, you gotta understand. By the way, speaking of kids and buying stuff, I think Raw is getting a little raw. Don't you think? We're getting a little bit more raunchier on Raw.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really get into it much, man. I'm not.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
they
talking
did it.
about
I'm not gonna lie.
Enzo.
Not just
that
Enzo, but
that Enzo shit. Yeah, I know, but that Enzo shit is boring. It's corny.
Yeah.
I'm not enjoying it. I'm not getting into it at all. You
It
really
was so
like that shit?
predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so predictable. The
It's
first thing I
corny.
said was, okay,
No,
Rusev's going to be there and beat
You
the
knew
shit out
it
of him.
was going to happen.
Yeah,
You knew.
But you know what
Ric
I think is
Flair.
the future plan, though? Like, I think the future plan
Now-
is, like, somehow, eventually, Cass is going to, like, get tired of Enzo's shit and just break off. By the end of that feud.
we already know that Vince wants Rusev and Kaz to feud
No.
badly.
Here's my argument to you. Last week we said they need to do more house invasions. They need to do more things like that.
Yeah.
They did that, and we
Yeah.
immediately respond with, "Man, that's corny."
Nah, I'm not saying that. I liked it. I
So
was.
did I.
I don't think there was nothing wrong with that. I think Enzo actually did a good job. He was actually.
No, I loved it. I loved the whole thing. I loved Enzo. I loved the beginning of it. I loved Ric Flair giving him the limo. I loved the whole thing.
My only complaint is Rusev needs to just take a little bit more acting lessons, man. Sometimes he doesn't look as angry as he tries to make it seem,
Did you see how he came out of when he came out of nowhere from in the
yeah,
hotel?
like he looked confused, like he didn't know where to walk to. Like
And he looked at himself like,
my favorite part.
He was looking at the floor before he trips, and then like after he stopped walking, he looked at Enzo. He just looked real awkward.
My favorite part is Lana dropping something. She's like, "Oops," and then she has her leg out.
It was so obvious. God,
I
it was
love
so
stuff,
obvious.
man. I love
no,
that stuff.
it was definitely obvious, but like I said,
like-
I really couldn't get into it like that. I mean, there was parts that I thought was cool, but then there was parts
But
also
that's-
that kind of made me cringe. Like
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It just
It reminded me of Ric Flair, man. Ric Flair did almost exactly the same thing.
There was certain. Listen, if you really look at it, there's certain things like back in the days where like when Flair would do something like that in a hotel or some shit like that, it would just be more, I guess, believable. I guess the way they set up the way they set things up now is kind of like so.
You know what the problem was? That they said
so staged, you know.
The problem was, thank you. The problem was that they set it up like they did in the '80s, and you can't do that.
Yeah. I guess that's what it
worked in the '80s because people believed in the '80s, but you can't set it up the same way.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that I would suggest that they should have, like Enzo or someone should have had spoken to the cameraman, come with me, follow me, do
exactly.
Something.
That's the same shit I was saying about the stupid freaking barroom fight. All these angles, like the
that
bothered me more. That bothered me more, to be honest. The barroom fight,
because you had different angles.
Yeah, different angles, right? They have a camera somehow fucking behind the pool table while the guy's getting thrown across.
Not only that, but that wasn't. You know what bothered me is a very minor detail, which is that you could hear Sheamus and Cesaro very well. If you are ever in a bar, you cannot hear anybody ever. You have to scream or shout and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That minor detail, for some reason, just caught me. Like, it bothered me. Like, wow, we could hear their dialogue perfectly well.
So you get what I'm saying, man. If you felt that setup on that segment, then you understand there were certain things about that that had me also feeling that.
But what I'm saying is, I like that they're doing stuff like that, though. I like that they're
because it's a little raunchy. Raunchy.
And it's not just that. They're cursing a little bit, and they're getting a little rougher around the edges. They hit. I'm just saying it could be the beginning of something. You never know.
You have to do something because their ratings are really bad, dude. Like, they have to fucking start really looking at the way things were when they were really up there, and that's because of the raunchiness, man. That raunchiness. If you, what? It's true though. I know the raunchiness. Yeah. But listen, if they do that more often. You get more attention. People start paying attention. Not to that fucking bullshit where you have kitty stuff going on, Santa Claus coming out for Christmas, and if you want to do something like that,
having fucking Texas matches and shit with two black guys, it's just
what?
Doesn't make no sense.
Look! You remember the special that Shawn Michaels, the DX had, where they had, it was a Christmas episode, and Shawn and Hunter had their thongs on. When you start doing things like that, people pay attention. You get what I'm saying? But if you do it something where Santa's coming out giving out gifts and you end the fucking show like that, corny, man.
Let me just step in here. When you're comparing Shawn Michaels and Triple H's thing during that era, that was when the internet didn't exist.
Yeah. Does it matter?
That does matter. The really. Super Bowl ratings are down from this year compared to the last 2 years. You know why? Because things are on demand.
Yeah, I understand that, but those kind of things still hit. If you really start doing things like that, where you got to capture the fucking crowd, dude. You got to capture the fucking people that are viewing your show. If you put on corny shit, people are gonna fucking tune out, man. And it's already happened. Look, they're putting on good shows. Don't get me wrong.
Where the hell's my news?
They've done so much wrong to that to the wrestling that people have turned away, that they don't even know how to come back to this shit. They've lost so many people. That's why they're in the shithole they're in now.
What shithole? You make it sound like they're TNA. That's what you're making it sound like right now.
If the ratings are shitty, man,
they're not.
Compared to back 2 years ago, it was high, man.
But Byron, the ratings, I don't think will ever be what. If you're talking about like going back to the Nitro days,
I don't think it's gonna be ever like that.
Yeah, it's never gonna be like that.
It has to be a big ass war for something like that to happen. I really believe they need a war.
I don't think even if they got raunchy, I don't think you'll get ratings because because I think the wrestling is better than it's ever been. Ever.
It's been top notch, man, for sure. But I think they still need something different, man.
People need blood. They definitely need blood. I really believe that, especially for certain situations.
Yeah. Listen, you have to fucking steel cages, you don't bleed. You have the ladder, tables, and chairs, you don't bleed. My mom was watching fucking TLC with me half the things, and she's like, I don't understand how these guys don't fucking bleed. I'm just telling you.
Yo, you know what's funny about that? My dad was watching a show where the referee went to go check on the blood, and my father asked me, why are they doing that? Because he never had seen that before.
But that's the corny shit that you don't. That's why I'm saying people get turned off by things like that, and they turn away. They say, "You fucking."
But it's not them doing it; it's them being forced by their fucking athletic commissions that have to do it. It's not them; it's athletic commissions.
No, it's them.
But even
it's athletic commissions.
Even so.
No, WWE has said that they don't want to do it. WWE has said it. John Cena said it.
Right, even if it's WWE or whoever it is that's doing it, it's still something that turns people off. You can't listen. First of all,
if they could do it for UFC, they could do it.
There's a reason UFC doesn't compete in certain states, though.
Something right now. UFC is the biggest thing. I think surpassed wrestling at this point. Okay, people are so into that shit. When you watch these guys get hit one time in the face, they get lumped up. They're bleeding. Wrestling, when you watch wrestling, seeing people get hit over the head with shit.
Okay, I want to break this down for you because you said, Byron, yourself, Raw, and compared to what it was 2 years ago, won't go back. And I'm going to break this down as much as I can for you. The highest rating from this recent Raw was 3.153 million people. From 2 years ago, and I do want you to let me finish at the end, from the highest rating was 3.81 from 2 years ago. So you're right on that. Now let me break down this card for you. It was Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler, Kingston and Stardust, Natalya and Charlotte, Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, the Usos and Ryback against Miz, Mizdow and Kane, AJ Lee and Summer Rae, and John Cena and The Big Show, compared to what you saw on Monday. Yikes. What was better?
This one.
But that's what I'm saying. There's so many people have been turned away, man.
Yeah, they're turning
very
away.
Hard to capture.
And by the way,
people.
But then what do you do?
They're still selling out arenas. They're still majorly selling all kinds of merchandise. There's times you can't find a fucking WWE figure on the shelf during Christmas time.
And the WWE stock has continued to go up. Yeah. They rarely go down. I mean,
so for somebody to come across and say, "Well, I don't think they're selling as much," it's bullshit, Byron.
No,
I'll call you out on that. Oh goddamn.
No, he's not saying selling. He's saying watching. People watching.
They're still drawing over 3 million viewers per fucking show.
Yeah, but Laura, and that's back in the Attitude Era, they were drawing 7s and 8s.
Again, that's Attitude Era. That was 20 years ago.
But the
point is that it's dropped. That's the point. Yeah, the fact is it's dropped.
Let me tell you something. How much? What if by next year the shit is even lower than this year? I mean, it's going to keep getting lower and lower because you just lost so many people.
We have all on this panel have all dealt with lowest ratings ever from WWE, and that was during the Monday Night War era.
I'll tell you what.
Versus WWE, and guess what? It all came back. But you know what? There's times that it is a roller coaster ride when it comes to the ratings.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And not only that, but WWE will never go to TNA level. Which if we were talking about WWE going to TNA level, then I would be like, wow, that's a concern. Or something. Even though, by the way, I want to point out that Vince is not happy with the ratings, even though they are what they are. He's not happy. So he knows that they could do better, and he wants to do better. So wrestling is in cycles. There was obviously this long fucking endless period of time of PG stuff. I think it's going to go back to a little bit raunchier and stuff like that because it's in cycles.
Here's like a big difference. I want to. When you look at what wrestling was in the 80s, and you could say the 90s as well, when you saw a professional wrestler, he was massive. He was big. He was a powerful man. And when you look at AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, you don't see that same kind of look in the pro wrestler. But when they tried to make Roman Reigns happen, the crowd rejected him. So they had to deal with the fact that this guy looks like the typical wrestler, but he's getting booed every single week and making us look even worse. If you really want to make that argument, I don't see any bright side or any way to succeed or any way to get out of it.
No, but the wrestler part is the good thing about this era, that we do have AJ Styles and Owens at top. You know, that's the positive part about the era. The storylines is what, you know, needs to be worked on. You know, people caring about storylines.
I think also, I'm glad you mentioned that you know, a lot of people were so into Daniel Bryan at some point that man, you even had freaking other kind of sports chanting yes and all that shit. That it was getting red hot.
Even when he came out tonight.
Yeah, you know, but I'm just saying, I remember that time it was really red hot with Bryan in it. And I think the ratings were still not that great, but they were good.
They were okay.
You know? But I think a lot of people still, when you don't have these guys there anymore, when you or you make them look like crap after a while, or you take certain things away from them, people get turned off by shit like that.
By the way, you know what's a good example of this? Goldberg. Goldberg comes out, and what happened with the ratings? Spiked big time.
Okay.
Right? Which proves that you could get ratings if you wanted to, but people don't care about wrestlers right now as much as the legends and stuff like that.
They relying on people that's pushing 50.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But that's my point.
I mean, it's just,
but that's my point.
Just proves that it cannot build the stars they used to be able to build back in the day.
They can, but you know,
it seems like they can't, because look how many people that's pushing 40 or after 40s that's out here doing their thing. You got AJ Styles pushing 40. You got Goldberg 49. Brock Lesnar already 1 year shy of 40. Mickey James is late 30s, and he relies on all these people to get some sort of buzz, man, instead of just creating somebody.
You brought up Goldberg, so I want to bust out more numbers for you because I'm a facts guy. When Goldberg came back on Monday Night Raw, it drove up 3.1 million viewers at the highest point during that show.
Right.
During Raw, this was Raw from Monday, 3.15. Raw still had higher ratings this Monday than when Goldberg was on. Okay. What the hell are you saying?
I'm saying
it's not a situation of ratings that the product's getting worse. It's a situation that times are changing. People don't watch WWE. I mean, you guys even said it yourself. It's too much.
Yes,
RAW, SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live, and a pay-per-view every 2 weeks. You're not going to watch all that. You're going to watch the pay-per-views, and maybe that's about it.
I'm not saying it's a rating situation. I'm saying that when we had Goldberg, what I'm saying about Goldberg is that it takes a Goldberg to come back for people to care or have a buzz or be online or tell your friends or call somebody. Goldberg was calling somebody kind of TV, all these shit TV, whether you like the Goldberg finish or not, that was a holy moment, TV, is what I'm saying is that it takes a guy that hasn't been wrestling for 12 years, a guy that even before he came back, people really didn't speak that well about Goldberg, and all of a sudden, everybody's a Goldberg fan. It takes that kind of a guy to have so much passion from wrestling fans, because once again, within those couple of days, people were all over the fucking internet talking about one thing and one thing only, and that's Goldberg.
And guess what happened? Monday's ratings this week was still more than Goldberg.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the ratings.
Yeah, but you don't think Goldberg or Brock, the little buzz that they had created these new ratings? You know what I mean? Like, maybe they think Goldberg's going to come out next Monday.
I'm saying,
you know what I mean?
That ratings don't mean anywhere near as much as YouTube hits. And the fact is, WWE's YouTube hits are still more than pretty much every sports system out there.
At the end of the day,
I disagree with that, because again, Vince is very displeased about the ratings.
Because Vince McMahon is 70 years old and doesn't know what YouTube is.
No.
That's probably true.
Listen, let me tell you something. First of all, at the end of the day, when you're on national television, you need sponsors. And I know they get sponsors on the network. I know they get sponsors on fucking YouTube. But you're on fucking national television. All right?
And they still get sponsors.
It's not like sponsors are gone now.
By the way,
consistently still get sponsors.
By the way, that what's interesting about that is that once again, with the era of DVR and all of that, doesn't account for The Walking Dead because everybody watches The Walking Dead at one time and one time only, and that's on Sunday night.
Okay, is WWE going under? Is that the conversation here? I'm confused. You're making it sound like it's a Virgil or an epilogue or whatever that this company's gone.
No, I'm saying the one thing I'm saying is that WWE has not created characters that make you talk about them like returning old age guys. Is what I'm saying. Undertaker comes back, and albeit we've seen it like 15, 17 times, still creates a buzz. It still creates a buzz. Whether you're into the Undertaker or not, people are like, "Wow, Undertaker was on television. I saw that. That was cool," or whatever. My point is that Undertaker comes back, or Goldberg comes back, or The Rock comes back, or now even John Cena.
Or Scott Hall shows up on Raw, or Rick Rude shows up, or Chris Jericho shows up on Raw, or Scott Hall shows up on Nitro. And what the fuck is that? The same damn thing. I don't even know what you're saying. It's a different era.
I'll say it slower. WWE has not created superstars. There.
That's a load of shit considering that you got Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles. Yes, AJ was a name before entering in.
AJ made his own name. WWE did not make it.
To put it simply, I've seen more people.
I'm sorry, Laura, but Kevin Owens and besides AJ, the other guys.
Okay, let me ask you guys.
Superstar.
Let me ask you guys like this: how many compared the fans from 5 years ago to today? Compare the people you see on the street from 5 years ago to today when it comes to professional wrestling with them. Do you see more wrestling shirts then or now? Or the fans sound more excited then or now?
Now.
Wrestling is on an upswing. I hear them more excited and I see them more excited.
Hold on, you saying people wearing more wrestling shirts nowadays?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, guys.
5 years ago. 5 years ago.
I'll tell you this much.
Oh,
in
5 years ago.
1997, when I was still in high school, it was taboo to be a wrestling fan. If you wore a T-shirt, you were fucking harassed.
But Laura, around that time, wearing a DX shirt or an NWO shirt, that was cool.
Would have gotten me suspended.
But Sean's 100% correct on that. There's no question that from 5 years ago, people wear. It's more acceptable to wear a wrestling shirt way more than it is. I've seen Kevin Owens shirts. I've seen AJ Styles shirts, or what is Enzo and I guess they are called Enzo and Kaz.
Yeah,
I always forget they don't have a name. So
certified shit.
I see those shirts. I see Bayley for girls. I do see that. So there's no question about that. And by the way, I agree with Sean 100% with NXT, right? And by the way, we're just talking strictly if you're WWE. If you're in the world of WWE, you have NXT, you have the Cruiserweight show, you have SmackDown, Raw, and all the thousands of pay-per-views. So just based on that, it is absolutely on the upswing. We've never, ever have seen wrestling on television for free, if you have cable, as good as we are seeing it right now. Even a little bit with Daniel Bryan's era, because you had Punk at that time, you had Seth Rollins and all those guys. But even more so now, because with Nakamura, with Samoa Joe, with the Revival, I mean, you would have never 5 years ago have seen the kind of tag team matches the Revival had a couple of weeks ago on NXT. Never. So that part is definitely on the upswing. What I'm saying is that I don't think people care as much as for characters in general as they do. They'll buy the T-shirts, but do they really care about the characters as much as a Goldberg or
I would
Austin?
say so.
I see it with my kids.
Yeah,
I do.
I mean, I see it with my son too, but
I see it with New Day fans, Enzo and Cass, Kevin Owens, Jericho. God damn, Jericho's still amazing.
Yeah. And by the way, speaking of Jericho, are we liking the way that they broke them up? Because we knew they were going to break up. But
horrible. It's horrible. I don't like.
I don't know how I feel about it, because I thought.
Are we 100% sure that they're not fucking with us? I mean,
that's true.
It seems like it, because of Jericho like being so concerned. Oh, you're not really my friend. It just, if this is a real storyline, it really made Jericho look soft. Honestly.
And by the way, before I forget, to give credit to O for a second, could this all be a storyline for The Miz and Daniel for WrestleMania? Because
still believe it, and I've been trying to tell y'all. It just
Because
seems like it.
let me just say, if it is, then that's one fucking hell of a storyline. Because that's been the longest storyline going in the WWE. That is one.
There was no way that Talking Smack was a work, and they still, to this day, Miz is still mocking Daniel Bryan and throwing little shots about him being retired. I don't know.
I still think it was a shoot, but I think they've worked it into a work.
I think they had a plan all along.
No, I don't know about that. I think they've worked from it, but I don't think.
But I think he could do one more match, Daniel Bryan. I don't think one more match.
But if he does,
won't hurt him.
If he does one more match, do you want to see it against the Miz?
I mean, who else is there though? Like him and Miz. Miz got a lot of heat right now.
AJ Styles comes to mind.
But Miz got a lot of heat, and that talking. I don't think AJ Styles would have did a great job in Talking Smack like the Miz did. It just set off the tone. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, I agree with that part. But what I'm saying is, if you're gonna have one more match, I go AJ 1,000%. AJ Daniel Bryan. If you're gonna have,
remember back in the days, Bryan was so upset that he had to retire when all these new guys were coming in that he could have had great matches with Kevin Owens, with AJ Styles,
with James Ellsworth.
With
AJ you need to sit down, man. Seriously,
with the great James Ellsworth, with Nakamura.
With Nakamura, you're really talking about high quality matches. I'm not saying he can't perform a high quality match with
I think he can.
No, I'm sure they could, because I'm not gonna knock the Miz. The Miz has been doing good. I've always liked the Miz. I said this from a long time ago. I think promo wise he's good at that. But his wrestling has gotten way better than previous. But I believe that if you really want to bring him back, yes, you don't want to just go with the Miz. The Miz is not really that guy that would capture that attention also. Oh yeah, people are going to be hyped to see Bryan, but it's not going to be that high quality match that, oh my God, I need to see this match with Nakamura and Bryan. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, a match like that would be a match. Like, everybody's going to want it.
In the same token, I think if he did wrestle Nakamura would pretty much end whatever it is that he has. He would destroy him.
I don't think so. I think Bryan is strong enough, even if he's
no way against Nakamura.
I don't know.
This man injured two people, bro. If he does that kick in Daniel Bryan's head, it's over. He would never come back.
If Daniel Bryan is as hurt as WWE says he is.
Can I tell you something? How long has... Bryan supposedly has been suffering from this shit for years. So, just because he has a match with Nakamura, I don't think that's going to take him out of the game.
I wouldn't even risk it. I wouldn't risk him fighting a strong style type of
person.
That's WWE. Anybody that does strong style.
But let me tell you something. WWE is the one that don't want to risk it. Everybody else that he's gone to, all the doctors said he's good. He can go in there and do it. It's the WWE that doesn't want to risk his health in that ring. So I believe he can go up against Nakamura if he really wanted to perform a high quality match.
I definitely think Daniel thinks he would be able to fight Nakamura for sure.
I think he could, man. I think he could. I'm not even gonna fucking doubt that, man. I think he could.
I think he could too, but like you said, WWE's not gonna. They wouldn't do that.
It's the WWE, man. They're not trying to get.
Again, if you had to pick, a one more match, I would like AJ because AJ's at the top of his game.
I would have loved to see an AJ and Bryan match. What?
Yeah.
So
crazy, man.
That would have been good, man.
Time to break it down a different way.
But I do see the Miz and Daniel for some reason.
The Miz is the best option for the fact that the Miz was the guy that was there with him in the beginning. The Miz was his trainer in the beginning. They've got a storyline their entire career.
Storyline-wise, but he was not his trainer.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, if you're doing anything, it's
the Daniel Bryan was already a legend by the time he got to the Miz.
The trainer.
I know, but you know what's funny about that is that the Miz really, I think, thinks that.
No, I know he really thinks that.
He probably does.
Because he was the NXT stupid things
that in the documentary, Miz was like, that was my protege or whatever. I'm like, oh god.
Yo, how funny would it be if they've been trying to put all this together, even from way back in the days with these fucking DVDs and these things.
And you know what I don't understand? Why is like the Miz not running with that though in these promos? Like I trained you, and no, but he's not really talking in his face.
But
like,
if he does come out, come out to fight him, he will say it. Obviously, that's when he'll say it.
Yes. That would be gold, man. If he were to do that, I would love it. That would be awesome.
That's where they're headed. I really do. I think that's where they're headed. I think
they are headed there.
By the way, I was so happy. I've gotten more into the Miz. I wasn't, a massive fan, but I definitely turned the corner with the Miz. He's really shown me once again that he can be that. He's made the Intercontinental title prestigious again, and I think Ziggler has gotten in the way of that. But now that he put the Ziggler down at TLC finally, I'm glad because and I thought Ambrose was going to win it tonight. I was like, oh man.
And let me tell you something. He took Ziggler down so much that he didn't even show up on SmackDown today, man. That is horrible. He's just no signs of fucking Dolph Ziggler, man. I think it's the beginning of the end for Dolph, man. I think it's about to be a wrap.
So,
to be honest.
Were you excited or whatever about Ellsworth betraying Dean Ambrose? Because I knew that was coming a mile away.
Yeah, you did say it. I mean, but it was.
Yeah. I was happy about it.
His reasoning was kind of funny.
I was even
I saw a little bit of talking stuff.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. His reasoning was kind of funny. I beat AJ 2-3 times, and I know I could do it for the WWE title. Just him saying it just made me laugh because goddamn well he's not gonna win that belt.
No, but what's the thing about that is that I thought that was gonna be what the excuse was, but then he screws Ambrose again.
An accident.
Right. No, he's screwing Ambrose. They made that definitively clear this time that it's not just because he wants to fight AJ. He's screwing Ambrose for some odd reason, which I can't wait for Ambrose to beat the crap out of him, honestly.
It's like tonight. I missed the beginning of SmackDown.
Oh, that was so good.
But I caught the replay of it. He walks out. He kicks. He kicks out Ellsworth right in the guy fucking draws him into the mat and just walks away. I'm like, yes, do it again.
And then the best part is JBL, man. He sold the hell out of it. He sold the hell out of that, man. JBL was so good. And can I just say, I don't mind David Otunga, man. I don't mind David Otunga.
I hate him. I can't stand him.
Worst.
He's the most worthless piece of shit behind that fucking table ever.
Laura, I have never seen a commentator worse in wrestling history than David goddamn Otunga.
I know, he doesn't bother me.
He's the smothering shits of microphone work.
He doesn't bother me as much. I don't know why.
I hear Morrow, I hear JBL, I hear what's his name?
Tom Phillips.
The other dude.
Why?
I hear.
By the way.
But whenever Otunga speaks, for some reason, like I completely start tuning him out now.
But what is that? What is Todd doing there? Like, what is his purpose?
They're going 4-man. Maybe he's going to replace Otunga because
he doesn't talk, right? I don't hear him talk.
Like you listen to this 4 guys when they talk. Morrow has energy. It's like, Mamma Mia, whatever. And then you got JBL talking. Right. It's like, this is the biggest moment since the time Lariato. And then you have David Otunga like, I don't know if he's got it yet. It just... He has no energy.
Ambrose. That's it, Ambrose. He talks like a nerd. Like
I know, right? Somebody so brolic and ripped, and look how he sounds.
You can hear the crowd. Really?
I think it was last week. I don't know if it was Morrow or JBL, or maybe it was Todd. I don't know. I've mixed them up. But somebody said, and now instead of calling him David Otunga, they called him Mrs. Hudson. And David Otunga was like, good one. But you could tell, like, he, that was not scripted, basically. And David was caught off guard by that. But I thought, like, whoa, that's a massive blow there. To call him Mrs. Hudson, like, ooh. That's taking somebody's balls and just, like, tearing them off, man.
Right in front of live TV, too.
Yeah, he was caught off guard. He was caught off guard. You could hear it. You could definitely hear it. And by the way, just a recommendation, if you don't want to go out and buy the whole set, the Royal Rumble documentary, if you have PlayStation or if you have cable, you can rent the documentary, which I did. Awesome documentary.
Well, how much? How much you got?
Royal Rumble?
$5 in HD if you want to rent it.
For how long? For 24 hours?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
You won't need 24 hours. It's such a good documentary. They talk about the Royal. They show the Roman Reigns winning, and they actually show, which I was very surprised. They showed the gorilla position when Roman won and he got booed in Philadelphia. And Michael Hayes is like, well, we can't change it now. We can't do anything about it. And in gorilla position. I was like really surprised they showed that, but it's a really good documentary. They talk all about the Royal Rumble. If you like the Royal Rumble, they talk very highly about '92. Really good interviews with everybody. So really good stuff.
I'm glad they think '92 was one of the best ones because I even said it. You said it.
Piper
was with Ric Flair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was classic, dude.
Oh yeah, Heenan that day was gold, man.
Piper talked about that.
Every 2
was
minutes,
gold.
man, come on. That was like the best Rumble, dude. Every 2 minutes, somebody came out, and on top of that, you had all those fucking stars, man.
Fucking
All of
stars.
them. All of them.
Yeah, you had.
You're right. I think that Royal Rumble had the most stars at one time, right? Because I don't remember no Royal Rumble stars started like that.
Yeah, in terms of bona fide legends, that one in 2002. If you look at 2002, that also had bona fide Hall of Famer / legends. That was the one that Mr. Perfect came back, Goldust came back, Rikishi came back,
Tonka came back.
Kurt Angle was in it.
He's not a bona fide legend of it. So
if you ask Tonka, he'll tell you he is.
And just what made it more is just the fact that fucking Flair was number 2.
Yeah.
And the motherfucker
I just think it was
survived the
great,
whole
man. The way Flair did the whole match, Heenan behind him, that was a Gorilla Monsoon. Would you shut up? It was great.
Oh, would you stop that?
And they were talking about. They talked about also when he talked about the whole he talked about the whole put that cigarette thing out too. I think.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, I think
Really?
That
was really off script.
Yeah.
Yeah, because me and Gene really got balls, man. He let a lot of curse words and like his emotions going. That's him during interviews.
That's another thing about this era that I've always said that they don't have another guy that did what Mean Gene did. They're
You're
all
right.
robotic.
They have a
They're all
girl.
robotic. No, I'm saying that the way even the girls, whether it's a girl or a guy, they're all the same tone.
Let me tell you something.
Only reason I
But
said they have a girl instead is Renee Young. Renee Young's probably the best one they've had
like
in
Renee.
years.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
like
I'm saying the interviewers. I'm saying
That's
the
what
people.
I'm talking about. When she was doing the interview instead of the pre-show stuff, she was fantastic. I don't know. I'd rather have her do that than the pre-show.
No, I'm saying the ones that are doing the interviews now, like the girls or the guys, and they have a couple of new ones. They all have the same tonality. They all speak the same. They all.
Yeah, who is that new chick? That Puerto Rican chick? Like, who is that?
Is she Puerto Rican?
Gosh, she looked Puerto Rican to me. A couple of weeks ago, I thought it was hilarious. They had so many new girls, so Kevin Owens was getting like interviewed, and he was like really mad and talking shit.
Yeah.
He was like, "And let me tell you something, Renee. Wait a minute, you're not Renee. Get out of here. I don't even speak to strangers." Something like that. Yeah, it was hilarious, man. It was so fucking funny, man. With that being said, man, God, JoJo is hot, man. I didn't realize how. I don't know what it was on Monday, man, but she is smoking.
Told you,
Definitely.
JoJo is hot, man. JoJo is hot.
She's keeping up in the top 5 best females. Look at females in WWE right now.
Big
Who else?
O's Fave 5.
Who else is in the top 5? I'm curious.
she's so behind the closed doors.
Naomi for sure. Naomi, her Lana, I guess, right? I don't know who else.
You guess, Lana?
I mean,
Definitely.
no. Lana. I mean, I'm
Like,
off the top
you're
of my
not
head, I would
sure.
say that.
It's pretty much just
No, for
JoJo
sure.
and some other people.
Is Becky in there?
Top 5? Nah, she's hot, but nah, definitely not. I think it's Lana,
Alexa?
Naomi.
No.
Top 5? Nah.
Really?
No way.
Wow.
I used to like Paige, but ever since I saw that last picture of her looking kind of, strung out, I don't think I like her no more. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. She used to look so good, man. She used to look so good. But so going back to the pay-per-view for a second.
Yeah, we didn't even really speak about that. Let's
Yeah,
get
you
back
guys,
to the
we just started talking about how WWE is terrible for like an hour. So.
Yeah, let's get back to the pay-per-view, man. You know how I am. I'm passionate about reviews.
All right,
So
so
obviously one thing that happened that we all said was going to happen, and it did, and I think it happened a lot quicker, right, than we thought. Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt destroy Rhino and Heath Slater.
So,
The SmackDown, the prestigious SmackDown tag team titles.
You know, I gotta say something about this real fast. A lot of people is on the net like, yo, I'm just really happy the Wyatts finally got gold. Finally, after all these years, and I just say to myself, to me, they just look more weak because they took Randy Orton to be down with them to win some sort of gold. They're not really.
They never went after titles.
No, but any kind of yes, they did. Harper and Roman. You know what I'm saying? Was after the title. Bray Wyatt was after the title. It's just nobody ever won, and then they needed Randy Orton to get the title. So I just felt like it made the Wyatts as a whole, the old Wyatts, look more weak.
But you know what? I don't think that anybody sees it that way. I don't even see it that way. I never even look at it at all.
I see that way with Bray, not Luke, because Luke's held technically 3 titles already before this.
Yeah, true. Especially he was the
I don't know if you know this, but it's not just Bray and Orton that are going to be the champions. They all are going to be the champions. In other words, Luke Harper will be able to defend it. If Eric Rowan,
now they're doing the New Day thing. Okay,
no, they're not doing the New Day thing. Luke Harper's not champion. He's actually just carrying it for them.
No, but what I'm saying, Sean, is that Luke Harper will be able to defend it.
I just said that they're not though. So
no, they. I saw a report they're going to have the Freebird rule. They're going to do what the New Day does, basically, which is what the Freebirds used to do, actually.
I don't like that because the Freebirds were the only ones in the era doing it. So now we're going to have the Freebird rule every 3-man team.
Yep.
You know, like, they're kind of stupid.
I don't mind.
Okay, I want to bring up this conversation to you guys really quick. Actually, it'll probably take a while knowing us.
So we're done. We're done with the pay-per-view.
Well, just because we're talking about the New Day and the Freebird rule and the Wyatt family with Randy, Bray, and Luke, the Ring of Honor over the weekend, they brought in a 6-man tag titles. We also see Lucha Underground doing it. New Japan's got them. How would you feel if WWE brought in a 6-man title?
Nah, I'm good.
Nah.
Like instead of
we already got too many titles. We don't need.
Like instead of the Raw tag team titles, it'd be a 6-man and then a SmackDown as the tag team, something like that.
That's too much. That's too
Yeah.
much.
It reminds me of WCW early days. They had that shit.
Yeah, I would rather have the Freebird.
I want to say this before I forget. I know what you're going to do, but one thing before I forget this shit, because I forgot to mention this 2 weeks ago. Did you notice, and I'm sure nobody noticed it, but did you notice Roman Reigns' eyes are black now?
No, I didn't notice.
Anyways, going on to Nikki Bella versus Carmella.
No. I had to mention it because it was so.
You have to mention it. No. I have
to mention it.
Wait. Now, what was his color before?
Wait.
His eyes is changing like Randy Orton did in that segment. Like, what the hell?
But I've always said this. I know, Joey, you remember I said it, right? That in other pictures from way back in the days when he used to play football before he got into wrestling and all that shit, they were black. And when he went to WWE, they were like grayish. And I'm like, what the fuck?
So you're using wearing color contacts.
I don't know what it is. I'm just saying 2 weeks ago and this week, if you notice, Roman Reigns' eyes were all black again.
So Dolph Ziggler took on The Miz in a ladder match at TLC.
How did you notice that, though?
I noticed it because it was so fucking obvious. Because when you look at Roman Reigns, his face
fucking obvious. Only one of us noticed
the whole fucking thing because of it.
He might have kaleidoscope eyes. Who knows?
I do.
My eyes change color too.
I do remember that you mentioned that before, though.
You wear contacts too, damn it.
No, but I'm saying they're bright. They're too fucking bright, dude. For it to be that what you just said, Laura, no way. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking. It's all black.
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, me too.
He's a vampire. Yeah, Sean.
Wait, Sean, what match did you mention?
I mentioned the ladder match between Ziggler and Miz.
Oh, I thought you said Carmella and whatever.
Pretty good match though. That was a good match.
Was it?
Yeah,
they always do good matches. It just wasn't as good as the one they had in the pay-per-view before that with
Let me tell you
Ziggler.
something. One thing for sure.
Wait, what match are we talking about?
Talking about the ladder match.
Are we?
The Miz and
yes. Where Dolph Ziggler stamped his wannabe Shawn Michaels move when he did that elbow, looking just like Shawn Michaels. But
to his credit, he did have different looking sides.
Yeah, and by the way, he did the 2 braids in his ponytail like Shawn Michaels used to do.
Did he?
Yeah.
He had 2 braids. Just like Shawn.
Wow.
I'm telling you this
How do you notice these things?
because I was looking at it. I'm like, wow, he really is Shawn Michaels doing today. But
Wow.
okay, smell your breath here. Okay, Sean.
So I didn't have anything to say. I was just like, what? You guys are noticing people's eye colors, their hairstyle? What the hell?
I was gonna say, you girls, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Byron's all like, look at that guy's eyes.
All we gotta be girls to like notice stuff that's on fucking TV, especially if it's get the
I would
fuck out of
never-
here.
I
It's
have
fucking there in front of my fucking eyes.
I
Right?
have a 60-inch and I would never notice that.
You know what? I'm gonna put pictures of that shit up. I don't give
So
a
I
fuck.
guess I'm a girl because I noticed AJ Styles having a rip in his jeans, right? In his pants.
Everybody noticed that.
No. I didn't notice that because
We saw his buttocks. We saw his bare
Now
buttocks.
that just makes you gay. So
We saw his bare buttocks on. And by the way, he pointed it out himself on SmackDown.
No, wait. I wanted to say this. The match between The Miz and
Ziggler.
Ziggler
You
was
liked
good.
Mrs. Speedo
I
color.
enjoyed it. No, I enjoyed it because they were
good.
going at it, and the same thing as with the AJ and
Yeah.
what the fuck's his name?
Ambrose.
Ambrose. They were going
That
at
was
it
a great
also. I
match.
mean, they
That
were
was
these
outstanding.
matches.
that was the match. That was actually the match tonight.
One thing about AJ that I love this about AJ is that when he does a move, he doesn't hesitate. He just does it.
Yeah.
Which makes everything fucking smooth, man. And if you're not gonna go with it, man, you're gonna get hit.
And not only that, but when he receives a move, he sells the hell out of it.
Like when he did that 360, he did it quickly. He didn't hesitate, and he just
For the
landed it.
450 splash.
No hesitation. Yeah, man. I mean, this is what I like
You know
about
what I
AJ.
noticed about his 450 splash? It always lands perfectly. I've seen people do 450 splashes and they slightly go over the opponent where their knee hits them or
but you
their
know what?
toe hits them in the chest. This guy hits it. You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, but to do it from inside to the outside on a table, that's fucking extraordinary.
Yeah, but you know what? Anything AJ does is pretty much perfectly.
He's the
that's
perfect man.
When he does the calf killer, the submission, the way he does that is like I've never seen anybody take down somebody for a submission the way he does.
He does everything so smooth and quickly and no hesitation.
He would have had some outstanding matches with Bret Hart, man.
with Sean, man. With
Yeah.
Sean.
Kurt Angle recently said that AJ is the best wrestler in the world.
Did he say he was the
And
best guy he ever wrestled?
Yeah, I think he did.
And you could
I
believe
think Kurt
that
Angle's
because, look,
kind of bugging.
Kurt
And
Angle-
you know, if Kurt Angle says that means something.
yeah, because on top of that, Kurt Angle is one of the best, and on top of that, he's wrestled pretty much everybody that there is.
The best guys.
So he coming from him,
I don't know about AJ and Angle being the best. I don't know. I mean,
No,
no. They're the top. They're the top. Now I'm talking about, but like Kurt Angle ever fighting? Come on, Kurt Angle fought he had a lot of great matches, man, against Brock, Benoit. I don't know. AJ being the best he ever had? It's kind of hard to believe.
I don't know.
Yeah, but him actually working with that person,
Have you-
Yeah, I guess. I guess he figures, AJ gave him less of a hard time. It's more smooth wrestling with him, I guess.
I will say this though, watching wise, to me, Kurt Angle, in terms of TNA, his best matches were against Samoa Joe. He had great matches with AJ. Don't get me wrong, but especially the first match that he had with Joe when he came into TNA, that was just out of this world because Kurt Angle was at the top of his game at that time. He was literally like barbaric, Kurt Angle, when he was in CW, the mouthpiece and everything. That was the Kurt Angle. Even the match he had with Brock at WrestleMania. That was probably the best we've seen of Brock.
That's what I'm saying. That fucking match was awesome.
That and then the Iron Man match that he had with Brock. Wow. And then the Undertaker had
That
no way
triple
out.
threat that they had with him, Brock, and Big Show. I don't know if you remember that. That was a great match.
No,
But
it was The Rock. I think it was The Rock, Undertaker, and Kurt Angle. I think is one of the great matches that they had.
And Undertaker and Kurt from No Way Out is probably, aside from Shawn, that's probably Undertaker's best match, is with Kurt Angle. I mean, Kurt. So again, if Kurt says something about you, you can take it to the bank because Kurt knows. Who's out there. But he said AJ's the best wrestler for sure in the world right now. And again, I state that AJ is the WWE champion, and literally the WWE champion is literally the best wrestler in the world for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
And JBL, I'm so glad that he puts that over so much, by the way, that's the real title, that's the real, San Martino, Hogan title, that it's put over in that way. I love that. I like that because it makes AJ even more, stand out more, that his title reign is a little bit more different.
And just like the SmackDown Women's title, that's basically, I don't know what the hell that is. It definitely can't compare to the Raw title is.
Oh, technically both their histories restarted, so
yeah.
Just to really bring this.
Oh, they didn't carry on? They didn't carry on from the old women's title? Wow.
No. They retired the old women's, then they retired the divas, so both titles are brand new history completely.
But even though I like the way the women's title for SmackDown looks way better, I believe, than the one on Raw. I don't know what I just like it.
It's just the blue.
I think
blue versus red.
And I think the tag team titles look better on SmackDown. I don't like
the Raw looks like giant pennies attached to it.
And the other looks like giant nickels. I mean,
nickels, yeah.
No,
but it's
no. But come on, bro. Like the copper, like so fucking obvious.
It is. It's distracting.
So we could basically say Raw title suck.
He said it's distracting. Like,
I've always.
It really distracts me while I'm driving and shit. Like,
the Raw title,
I mean, you never it's not like the Universal title where the crowd chanted that title sucks during a match.
Oh, man.
I think the only title that really looks good on Raw is the USA title, the US title.
Yeah,
that looks the best.
And that's the only one that actually really looks good
on Raw.
Yeah. I like the WWE title the best.
Intercontinental.
That's true.
Yeah, I see belt's always been my favorite.
Yeah. Well, that version of it, yeah.
Do we like the
even the last version, like the black with the blue circle, whatever in the middle? That one looks great too. I mean, it's not as good as this one, but I like that one still.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
I still miss the winged eagle.
Oh God.
Yo, that is my favorite. The wing, talking about the world belt.
Yeah.
But if you look at it now, it was so small compared to
it was.
Now.
My favorite title of all time is the Attitude Era Austin title.
That's exactly the one I was
going
to say.
No, not the Smoking Skull. The actual WWE
She's
title.
saying her favorite Smoking Skull.
Yeah, but that's basically the wing. The eagle should just they made it bigger.
But it was bigger, yeah. But it looked so much better. It looked so much.
That one was really good.
To me, it looked more like a cartoon.
If I ever bought a replica title, that's the one I would buy.
Give me big gold. That's what I want.
That's true. I also like that one too.
Anyways, speaking of champions, we were talking a lot last week about how Cody Rhodes became the next gen champion, the cruiserweight champion, essentially at Global Force. And there's more fun stuff going on in this man's career. He won at WCBW's Delete the Internet Championship. He took on Jay Lethal at ROH's Final Battle, in which was a dang good match, and won. And the big rumor going on right now that he is going to be the newest member of the Bullet Club.
Ooh,
that would be cool.
Oh, wow.
So Ryback is not.
A lot of the fans were speculating there was going to be Ryback, but because Cody turned heel at Ring of Honor, people are thinking it's Cody Rhodes instead.
Because
first of all, when he won that Global Force title, I said to myself, "Damn, I forgot they were even around. I totally forgot about them."
Wait a minute, how did Cody Rhodes?
Congratulations, Cody Rhodes, because you're the reason why I know you're there.
How the hell did Cody Rhodes even turn heel or a good guy? Because what is he? I mean, what do you see him as?
When a guy like Cody shows up, you just kind of cheer because he's famous, essentially. Like Brett Favre gets cheered because he's Brett Favre.
Yes, we got Cody WWE guy. Yes.
Kind of, yeah. I mean,
oh my God, he turned.
I mean, Ring of Honor.
Wait a minute.
Ring of Honor booed the hell out of Jeff Hardy because it was Jeff Hardy. They will cheer a well-talented guy like a Cody Rhodes or a Kurt Angle. They would cheer the hell out of Kurt Angle. But when he showed up, they cheered him, and then at the end, he kicked Jay Lethal in the dick, and then hit him with the crossroads and won the match. And there you go.
Wow. But wait a minute, didn't they say that the new member of the Bullet Club was a monster? And
dude, that's what I'm saying.
It was going to eat dreams. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounded like Ryback.
I think that was the idea to try and make people think Ryback, but even Cody's kind of playing with it. We don't know. It's just the rumor is that it's going to be Cody. Ryback's a name out there. Congo Kong's out there.
Are they on ROH?
And New Japan. Yeah. And the rest of everything.
And in WWE.
And in AAA. Unlike the NWO.
Byron, Ring of Honor and New Japan have a working deal.
Yeah.
They've been working together for like the last 3 years.
Okay. You know, but don't you think a little bit that WWE kind of killed it a little?
Yes,
No.
they did. They made the Bullet Club so weak, man. They brought the top 2 people for the Bullet Club. The
top
WWE
3.
jobbed them out.
Top 3.
Oh,
yeah,
top 4. If anything, if you want to count Finn.
But they've made Anderson and Gallows like jokes. I don't know, man.
You know what? Even then, the top 4 because Finn came in before the other 3 did.
That's true. Yeah,
like they keep stealing from the Bullet Club, and they tried getting the Young Bucks, but the Young Bucks have re-signed with Ring of Honor.
But the fans in WWE, they think about the Bullet Club, they think about Anderson and Gallows. Really, they don't really think about Finn Balor.
They think of Finn and AJ.
No, they think about Finn Balor. They think about Finn Balor.
Finn
Think about
WWE fans.
The moment Finn Balor is nowhere to be freaking seen. Nobody's even mentioned him, so it's like he's also at the moment
injured. And actually, he just had an interview.
We know he's injured. Okay.
Yeah, but he just shut up for a second. Let me fucking finish. Thank you.
Oh.
I said he just had an interview here just this past week. His goal is to be back by WrestleMania, if not sooner.
Wait, but wasn't there a rumor that he was going to be at Roadblock?
Yeah, in December. Like, come on, man.
I didn't hear that.
And by the way,
rumor has it they supposedly, take this in a grain of salt, supposedly he's already like kind of trying to get some ring rust off. Is that true? I don't know.
I know the brace the sling that he was wearing is off.
If he let me ask you this though: if he does come back, or what? Not if, but when he does come back, where does he fit? Because Owens is kind of doing his own thing with Seth or with Jericho, because that's where that's headed.
They're gonna put him in that title match immediately, and I wouldn't even be surprised if he's gonna win it right away from Owens.
I disagree.
If Owens does not job to Roman Reigns,
I don't know where he fits, man. I don't.
Because I'm saying this right now, if Roman Reigns does not beat Kevin Owens for the belt, it's going to be Finn Balor. They're going to hold him to Finn Balor.
But it's true what Joey's saying. Where does he fit? Where is he going to fit?
They're going to put him right back. Hold on. They can't bring him back from injury after being stripped from a title and just have him just feud against fucking Bray Wyatt's brother, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to put him against, you know what I'm saying, the Universal Champion.
Owens is feuding with Rollins, and he's gonna feud with Jericho.
Yeah, this is not now, though. You're talking about the next couple of months. You don't know what's gonna happen.
But that's what I'm talking about. In the next couple, Owens and Jericho will be at WrestleMania. That's for sure. You know, Rollins. Yes, I do. Rollins. That's obvious that's where that's going with Jericho and Owens. Even if they're not breaking up right now, let's say that they're playing.
So if Jericho Owens is at WrestleMania, then you know damn well Kevin Owens is going to lose that belt before that, and it might be against Roman Reigns.
And then Rollins is going to wrestle Triple H at WrestleMania. That's where that's going.
WrestleMania or Rumble?
No, WrestleMania.
Listen, let me tell you something. The reason I believe that Kevin Owens and Jericho aren't really breaking up is because I don't see Jericho being the guy to break it off. I see Kevin Owens doing something
absolutely
to him purposely to fuck him over.
It makes sense. You know why it makes sense? Because Jericho did an interview the other day or yesterday or whatever it was, and said that after WrestleMania he has to go on tour with Fonzie or Fozzy, whatever the fucking name is. So yeah, Fonzie. So I wouldn't be surprised they're gonna start setting it up right now to break.
They're gonna be singing their hit song Waka Waka.
but they say after WrestleMania, yeah.
Yeah, right. But Byron, even if Jericho is even if they're playing with us right now, they're still gonna break up.
Oh no, I know that, but I'm just saying I don't believe the way they set it up. It's just not believable. I think it would be a Kevin Owens and him over. Not the other way around, like where Jericho is the one that's like, I don't want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I agree.
Not really my friend.
But they're headed to WrestleMania. I'm telling you that Jericho.
No, for sure they're gonna fight. It's obvious they've been teasing it. So.
Seth and Triple H. Maybe I do agree. Maybe Baylor comes in and I don't know. I just at the moment
I don't know. But you know what's crazy is that I don't even see Baylor even getting that kind of response.
No, he will.
Oh, he will. Yeah,
I'm sure he will in the beginning.
In the beginning,
but the response that I don't know what it is, man. The NXT guys, man.
He will. I think there's a one match that we haven't really talked about because it's WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania. Finn Balor, AJ Styles.
That would be sweet.
That would be amazing.
I don't want to see it.
But isn't Baylor on Raw?
I do.
It's WrestleMania.
Yes.
Can I tell you who I would love to see AJ go up against at Mania, even though I don't think it's gonna happen, but I think a perfect match for him to beat at Mania would be, instead of sooner, because I think that's what they want to do is sooner than Mania, AJ Styles versus Taker.
Let's go back to Finn Balor. Okay.
Wait, AJ Styles versus Taker?
Yeah. That's the worst pick probably you made.
We talked about. I don't know. I don't think Undertaker would be able to hang.
I think the other rumor makes more sense with John Cena. I think he's going to be the one to fight Taker.
But here's the thing. There's rumors also with okay, I'm sure everybody's heard it. There's rumors that Cena's a little upset at WWE because, you know, Goldberg is getting more pay than he is just for working a couple of fucking days when he should be the guy.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just rumors.
That's true. No, that's true. Yeah, he did say that. So,
so he's a little bit on the outs right now with WWE. So Vince is supposedly trying to figure things out. And Sting also had shut up, Sean. Anyway, so Sting also is.
Where the fuck do you guys get these rumors?
The internet.
Duh. Wrestling websites.
Wrestling websites.
You guys make it seem like
Wi-Fi connects me to them.
I mean, there's a lot of things that they talk about on the internet that's happened. So why is everybody so like, oh my god, what are you talking about?
There's only one person.
But I'm just saying, like, it's if you don't want to fucking.
But wait a minute, but that's the problem. Oh, you believe everything.
No. I don't believe everything. I believe that story. Yes, I believe.
Okay,
it.
so
I don't believe that.
The sources that I'm seeing,
Cena's a fucking made millionaire. He's got it fucking made.
No, his main gripe was just he wants to work less and make as much money as he's making now. That's his main gripe.
Yeah,
right. I'm saying it doesn't mean that it's not true. I mean, just because he's a millionaire doesn't mean he's probably not feeling some sort of way. That happens in anywhere.
So okay, so you
find it weird that John Cena all of a sudden is like he's doing more.
Like he hasn't been around as much, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's been his show. He's been doing other things. So I believe the guy feels a certain way about certain things. I mean, just because he's been doing all this shit for WWE, all of a sudden he's not the highest paid.
What I don't understand is that he's pinning it on Goldberg.
I don't understand how we're talking about this over, like, we just brought up AJ versus Finn at Mania, and then we just went straight to Cena's angry at Goldberg.
But the reason I'm bringing it up,
Cena Undertaker.
Yeah, Cena's Undertaker's happening. That's your match. And you were saying Undertaker and Styles. Like, I'm trying to figure out how we got from that to this.
But Vince is trying to figure things out. If it doesn't pan out that way, because of the things that are happening with Cena, he's gonna have to come up with another match for Taker. That's what I'm trying to. That's why.
Do you think for 1 second John Cena is going to hold out the WWE for more money?
I don't know.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible. Things happen, man.
Wow. Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Cena, who has been a company man for over the last 15 plus fucking years.
Exactly. Hogan was too.
Exactly. He's been the
Hogan became a greedy bitch.
You telling me that can't happen with Cena?
What can they do to Cena? Cena's given more to him than Hogan ever got from the WWE. 15-time world champion. Paid more money than any person in the entire company. He's upset with Goldberg by appearance. Only by appearance. Because Goldberg makes more by appearance.
But what I'm saying is
that's what I'm seeing from Forbes.
It's not possible for Cena to be angry at WWE or vice versa. It's not impossible.
Yeah, it happens, dude. It happens in the real world, man. Anyways, so the other thing I wanted to say is Sting also had an interview recently, and they asked him about wrestling again, and he's kind of like iffy about it. He doesn't know if he's gonna come back or not now. So that's a possibility for Vince to make a match with Taker and Sting at Mania.
Sting's
I
been
certainly
saying that
hope
ever
so.
since the injury.
What?
Sting has said ever since the injury, well, I don't know. The best thing about Sting is he never know what he's going to do.
Okay,
I mean,
but it's not. But it's not on the outs where it's like he's not coming back. He hasn't really
Exactly.
said not done.
Yeah.
he did
And
at
when
the Wrestle-
and JBL asked him about the Undertaker match, he kind of looked like he wants to do it still. So
I think he
Of course,
definitely
of course, he wants to fucking do it. Two, he said it in his Hall of Fame speech. I am officially
so-
retired.
Man. He's like he doesn't
Yeah.
want to believe anything, dude. How do you? I don't know why you don't fucking want to believe anything. Like shit happens, dude. It happens.
The only
Listen,
source I found for your story about John Cena being pissed at Goldberg or whatever is comicbook.com.
I'm not saying he was pissed at Goldberg. It's just a situation where this guy probably feels a certain way that these guys are getting paid.
This is the same guy who thought
And there's definitely been a change with Cena in WWE. There's definitely been. I don't think it's as bad as people
It's
think,
not-
but
Yeah, it's not as bad as
Stephen A.
the way I
But-
said it, but there's definitely a little thing between Vince
you know,
right now. From what I
there
heard,
was a time where Hogan and Vince were tight. There was a time where Brett and Vince were tight. Things happen all the time. It's
called the
what I say-
steroid trial.
No, but what I'm saying is that things ultimately can go wrong in like a second. Things can go wrong. It's not impossible for John Cena to be on the outs. It's not impossible.
and that site that you read it from, I don't know. I never heard it from that site. So.
we asked you what was your source, and you're like, my sources. The same source that
probably
said
looked at-
Roman Reigns was winning because Vince McMahon made it happen at Royal Rumble. That Vince comes out and counts everybody out or whatever.
Well, that was just joking. But once again, to say something is impossible, I don't know.
Yeah,
I would
You can't-
never ever say something is impossible.
Yeah, you can never doubt
That
somebody. being upset
story
about
that came from Forbes.com.
But even if it
What the
did,
fuck does Forbes know about wrestling?
of Forbes. You mean the people that know about how much you're getting money? I mean, how much money you're making?
That's the money. Yeah, the money mag.
Well, they
a couple
know.
other
They
websites.
know how much money you're making. So who the fuck knows? Listen, like I said, it's not from
It was Forbes.
It's not from that side. It's not from that side. There's certain other sites that report shit, and it's been all over the net. I don't know. I'm surprised you haven't heard anything.
yeah, no, I certainly did not. I certainly did not hear about
Okay,
the
you
Goldberg
have
part.
5 people on this panel. You're the only one that's heard it.
And
No.
it's hard.
I don't know. I seen the reports too, but it
No,
is
I
what it
don't
is.
know. That's why we're confused.
Well, then I guess you're not really paying attention.
I don't know, man. I seen the report too.
There's definitely
But,
been a change. There's definitely been a change with Cena and WWE. That's all I know, and that's just from seeing it. There's been a change with them. John is
And on
John
top of
is
that,
going.
he's doing the another season of that show that he has on
John-
TV.
John is
so
going
he
in the
definitely
same-
gonna be back for a little while.
John's going in the same direction that he complained about with The Rock.
But how is it that when
Yeah.
I go Google this story, wouldn't it pop up at all?
But that was like freaking 3 weeks ago, dude. I'm talking about. I heard about this 3 weeks ago. I don't know if they're fucking still talking about it now. But this was 3 weeks
It
ago.
would be
I
a
heard.
big damn deal if the question is that John Cena is not happy. John Cena, fucking the Hulk
But the
Hogan in this
prob- but
generation,
Sean,
the biggest
Sean.
name in
So
this
wait a minute,
company
wait a minute,
isn't
wait.
happy. People
Wait a
would
minute.
still be talking about that. The
So
way
wait a
they
minute.
still talk about Goldberg and Lesnar. If they were
But Sean,
talks that
but Sean,
Cena
you
might be
do realize
walking.
that. But Sean, you do realize that Cena is not going to be around for a minute, anyways, right?
He's John damn Cena. People still talk
Well-
about The Rock for the WWE at WrestleMania. And guess what? The Rock hasn't been around in, 3 years or something? It's not like we're talking
Okay,
about
wait,
Zack Ryder or Finn Balor been missing. It's John
So wait,
Cena.
wait. So you're saying it's impossible, right? That's what you're saying?
I'm saying that it is in goddamn motherfucking possible that John Cena is so upset with the WWE that he will refuse to wrestle at WrestleMania. It is
I never
the
said
most
that. I
ludicrous.
never said he.
That's what you were
using-
saying. That they
No,
need
that's
to
not what he
be.
said.
They need to
I
be
never said
That's
careful.
that.
not what he
They
said.
need to-
He
This
just
whole
did a
goddamn
report that
thing
he's a little.
started with the Undertaker and Cena at WrestleMania. That's where this whole conversation
Yeah,
started.
but he never said that he was going to refuse to wrestle. at
Right.
WrestleMania.
All I said, if
Yeah,
things
he didn't say
if
that.
things don't work
Sorry.
out,
But that's not even
No.
an if. The fact that you said if, you put in the question that you think John Cena
far
would
as
not
Taker.
wrestle at WrestleMania.
Taker.
What the?
oh my gosh. No.
Okay then. Alrighty
Alright.
then. What was
Yeah.
the next match, man? 'Cause this combo was really going
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah, change-
nowhere.
Like, yeah, change it, please. So next match we talk about now.
On the pay-per-view?
Whatever. I don't fucking know.
I guess we done.
Bother right now, because consider we keep just bouncing all over the fucking place tonight.
Okay, let's talk about Finn Balor and AJ, since that was what you brought up.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
I didn't bring it up.
Yeah, I know. Talk.
No, we're gonna let you do it. You know, it's bouncing all over the place. We want you to lead. What's going on right now? Go ahead.
I'm still in shock that John Cena might not wrestle at WrestleMania.
That's not what he said.
The only time he's never wrestled at Wrestle. Yeah, the whole goddamn conversation started with that particular match, Cena versus Taker. But then Byron brings up, oh, he might not because, well, he's holding out for trying to get more money out of Vince.
I never
because
said he's
pissed off
holding
his
out.
Taker.
I never said anything
Listen,
like
he
that. You're
didn't
not
say
even paying
that,
attention.
and it's not even that serious, man. It's only a
Yeah,
wrestling
for
story.
real.
All right?
It's not even like I even said what you just said. I never said one. You just said I said that he's holding out from money.
Yeah.
I never said that.
Uh-huh.
I said that, Laura.
Yo, it doesn't even matter who said it, man. At the end of the day, Braun Strowman was not on Raw. Why? That right there ruined my fucking night, all right?
People
right?
are getting so
When
excited
I
about
saw
this.
Big Show return, which he looked really good. I'm changing the subject. At 390 pounds, Big Show looked really, really good, and I like what he did when he beat the shit out of this guy and let the other guy beat him up. I even forgot who he beat up. I don't even know. I'm just trying to change the subject, girl.
Yeah, he looked good though. He did. I
Yeah,
was
the Big
impressed.
Show.
I was impressed with it.
I like
And
Braun Strowman.
And I was Braun wasn't on Raw.
No, he wasn't on Raw. That's what I'm saying. Like when they brought up the Big Show, I thought it was going to be the confrontation where Braun's going to come out like, I
Oh
want
my god.
real competition, roar, and he didn't.
Oh, I didn't even think about it. But you know what's going to happen with Big Show, right? Well, the rumor is, and it's not really a rumor because they both said it, is he's going to fight Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
fucking
Gonna be
god!
his- yeah, that's gonna be the match.
That's been
God, they-
for almost a year.
Shaquille O'Neal said it on TNT actually.
And they're gonna promote Shaquille O'Neal after he had a
But they
fucking
mentioned
commercial
this
of
last
having
year,
back problems and taking fucking.
No, but,
painkillers.
No, it's icy hot, but it's going to be
Take the icy hot and just start shaking.
it's going to be in Orlando.
Those 10 systems are the fucking shit, man. I'm not even kidding you, but
They're awesome. I love them. But yeah, it's going to be in Orlando, so it's almost unless O'Neal breaks his leg or whatever, it's pretty much a lock.
I really
With
don't
the-
want to see that match, man. We already seen these gimmick matches. With
I
Big
kinda
Show
do.
WrestleMania.
I
Let's talk
kind of
about-
do. I want to see O'Neal, man. I want to see O'Neal and Big Show. It's a fantasy match.
Nigga, he fought
I don't
that
know.
big ass fat Japanese dude in WrestleMania, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just enough of these gimmick
Yeah,
matches.
but the
with
Big Show. Yeah, but the Big Show. What can you possibly do with the Big Show? And you can't really do anything else with the guy. He's already been put to that.
The guy walked out on a match. You know what I mean? Like he's he's at the point of his career where he doesn't even care.
Yeah. It's
But that
he's
was
just
by
there.
design. Though.
No, I know,
He's
but I'm just saying. But even by design, that's I don't care.
Listen,
I'm the Big Show. You can have your victory, whatever. You know.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like Big Show at this age looks 100 times healthier and better than Andre did at this age because Andre was still going. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think the
thought
Big
he
Show was
looked good.
done yet.
And you know what? I like what Mark Henry did. Not the match, but I like what he did with the kids. I thought that was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, the Texas match. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
They built it up as Fraser Ali.
It made no sense.
They built it up as Fraser Ali. The Texas, what do they call it? The Texas Death Match or whatever?
tussle or something.
The Texas Tussle, something like that.
Something kind of alliteration.
The match starts. Mark Henry hits the World's Strongest Slam, and bam, the match is over. By the way, Titus O'Neil, that was the dirt being poured over his grave, right there.
Oh yeah, right with Darren Young.
That was it.
Him and Darren Young.
What happened to Darren Young?
I have no idea. No idea. They made him great again, and they took him off TV. That's the end.
That's
and this is what I mean. They did weeks and weeks of building people up, and then 2 matches, and that's it. They're done.
I don't know. I like I said, I think Raw does more with their time than SmackDown does. SmackDown is quite repetitive, and they have things going on that I could care less about. You know.
The only thing I don't understand is, you had Heath Slater and Rhino, which was on a pretty good streak of winning matches, and they lose the way they did the last 2 times. Just
no, you know what actually bothered me?
Made them really look like nothing, like jobbers.
You know what bothered me? The Ascension getting jobbed out to the Hype Bros.
Yeah, I'm still pissed off about the Hype Bros because that's holding back Zack Ryder right now, and they need Zack Ryder right now.
But the Ascension, man, they look so fucking cool.
I have to agree with that. I feel like Zack Ryder is needed in the Intercontinental or some sort of division, man. Because
did he win?
They really lack him.
He won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, right?
Yes, and from there he teamed up with Mojo, and that's it. It's over. No,
that sucks, man. That really sucks. I didn't like the way that they did that to the Ascension. They looked so badass tonight. They had cool face paint. They could start something with the Ascension, and damn. Imagine the Ascension against the Wyatts if they build the Ascension the right way. Mm-hmm. That would be a badass match.
I just can't get over the way the Ascension looks. I don't know.
They look awesome.
Yeah, I dig it. Like if the Ascension were actually doing something, it'd be great.
Yeah, I love it, man. They could. I'm telling you, man. Them and against the Wyatts, that would be good.
Let me tell you something. You want to know one match that we didn't talk about on the pay-per-view? Was Kalisto against Baron Bolden, and I actually kind of enjoyed that match. Yeah, I actually think the match that they had today was good. I think that their chemistry is pretty well, because I have not enjoyed a Baron Bolden match ever, I don't think, and I actually enjoyed it. Sunday and today, it was actually pretty good.
You know what? You're right. It wasn't terrible.
It's probably the best chairs match TLC has ever had.
Yeah, and we've had some pretty bad chair matches. I don't know if people remember we had a stair match. Not where they stare at each other, but an actual steel steps match. Where I think
I'm about to say this. The stair match was Brock and Goldberg, you mean, right?
No, I think it was Big Show, and I can't remember.
Eric Rowan.
No, I'm talking about them looking at each other. That was a joke. But I get it.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, didn't the great Brock Lesnar wrestle over the weekend against the great Alexander Rusev?
Did he really? Yeah, he did, right?
I think he did.
Is there any footage?
I think I saw something about it. But
yeah, I think there is some footage, and it's literally Brock beating the crap out of him for 30 seconds.
Really? Well, I don't understand that. I don't understand a wasted appearance. I really don't.
Oh, yeah, and one more thing we didn't talk about, which I'm surprised that we didn't talk about, was Nakamura winning the NXT title.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, with Joe,
which will be seen.
We will?
Which will be seen tomorrow night on NXT.
Oh, then that sucks, man. I thought it was a house show. No, it does, because I don't want to know.
Yeah, no, right?
It was all over the place.
But there's a rumor going around that NXT might be live from now on, so take that with a grain of salt. Hopefully it is. Yeah.
Wow.
That I saw.
That's a lot.
Oh, yeah? You did?
That's a lot, though.
Really? No, it's not.
The 205, is the Talking Smack before 205 or is it 205 before Smack?
It's 205. It's SmackDown 205 and then Talking Smack.
Speaking of Talking, I really enjoy what the hell they're doing Talking Smack on TLC, because you had Alexa Bliss crying, just feeling like she was just losing it when she was talking about being a women's champion, her family being there, and you had James Ellsworth. Daniel Bryan, you ruined that match, James. It's like, I'm sorry, Daniel, but imagine how happy you'll be once I'm champion.
I went after Ellsworth. I said fuck it, and I went to bed. because
Yeah.
talking smack after the pay per view actually started pissing me off, because here you have Alexa, it's her first fucking title. You think they just let her break character, just let her go. Let her do her own thing. No, she goes and starts crying because she talked to her mom after she won the match, and she's so proud of it. And then I think it was Renee said something. Well, don't you think Becky should, you're gonna give Becky any kind of credit for having you guys this great match you guys just had? Why would I give Becky Lynch any kind of credit? She went right back into character. I went, motherfucker.
I don't know if you know this, Laura, but I think Daniel actually said that wrestlers are not going to be able to talk the way that they want anymore on Talking Smack. Which, by the way, if that's the case, right, why would you say that? Why would you tell everyone on Twitter that now when we watch this show that wrestlers aren't going to be able to speak the way that they can or want to, basically? You know what I mean? Like, you just gave me the reason that I would even watch Talking Smack is because people were talking smack because they were being themselves. And like you said, Laura, Alexa being in character, that's what Daniel Bryan was talking about, that they're not going to be able to do what they've been doing, basically, and that they've cut that out because people are going, I guess, too far or whatever it is. I don't know. But
well, what? I much rather have.
That's a mistake.
I much rather have the legit, the legitimacy of the feel than the fucking character, because I'm sorry, if I had to fucking hear Baldwin fucking talk anymore, I would have probably just taken up drinking turpentine because it was just that fucking entertaining.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Like, now you're telling everybody exactly that now everybody is going to be in character. Now, now I have no incentive whatsoever.
Exactly. And we already seen a 2-hour show of everybody in character, and then we're going to go tune in for more character.
Yeah, I'm not saying go buck wild, but damn, calm it down for a second.
And speaking of this,
let me say this real quick. Tonight, after they did SmackDown, they did 205, which actually was another good show. I was kind of glancing at it as we're doing all this shit. They did.
Brian Kendrick won the belt again?
No, he did not. But he went even more heel. For some fucking reason. What's his name?
Rich Swann.
The old. No. Rich retained.
Yeah.
But the champ before the very first cruise. Yeah, he was out there for some reason, and Brian went just fucking ape shit on him. And Rich came back to save him, and it's just But
I don't know if you know this, but Tajiri's coming back too.
Yeah, which I'm looking forward to.
Let me say this one thing real fast.
The way they started talking smack tonight was actually really fucking cool. They actually had the Wyatts start talking smack, and it was fucking dark with just spotlights on them from underneath. And it was cool. It was actually cool. So
did y'all hear they're gonna cancel the Raw shit, the Raw panel? They canceled it, and that led to rumors about Jerry Lawler leaving the company. But it's like, it seems like Jerry Lawler is not gonna be in a Raw on TV anymore.
Yeah,
you Jerry beat off the panel.
Who?
No. The whole Raw, like the Raw panel. Supposedly, I heard that they canceled it. That says to me no more Raw panel. Then there was a rumor leaked out saying that Jerry Lawler is leaving the company, but WWE shot it down saying he's under Legends contract, but he's gonna be doing more, like, I guess, network specials and stuff like that. Like, basically, he's not gonna be on TV no more. I don't know if there was any.
Yeah, they've trying to push him out for a while. No, I don't think there's problems. I think he's old to them. I think that's the problem. I think they want to go younger, which we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago.
Mauro Malalo is not a spring chicken. I mean, he's been around doing MMA commentary for damn near 15 years, maybe.
Yeah, but he doesn't look
like
longer
than that.
He doesn't
longer than that. So yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying to them, maybe Lawler's past his prime. Maybe his jokes aren't current, and
they're not gonna let him do what he used to do. I guarantee you, if they let him loose, he'll go back to how he was before. But
of course, he was doing that before he got taken out of the SmackDown booth. He was heel, and he was doing amazing, really amazing job. And ever since the split, That's when the Lawler train kind of got pushed, got stopped, basically. But yeah, going back to Tajiri, he's going to finish his commitments in Japan and come back to WWE full time. So
What does this mean?
that's
Is he getting a job?
pretty cool. Yes.
He's going to come back to job?
I hope not. I mean, I think Tajiri would boost that fucking cruiserweight division.
For sure.
I believe it would.
For sure.
Yeah.
I would like to see
Sure.
Tajiri and AJ Styles go at it once.
Yeah, he definitely fits the SmackDown brand.
I think the whole cruiserweight division. I mean, they do the 205 on SmackDown. You know, that makes it's so upside down over there. And again, they had like several. Didn't they have several cruiserweight matches on Raw?
They had I'm actually kind of rewatching Raw right now. They had Gallagher and Daivari face off.
Oh, I like that guy, by the way. Gallagher. He's
yes,
awesome.
freaking Gallagher is awesome.
Yeah, he's cool. He's alright. He ain't gonna make it nowhere, but he's definitely alright though.
He's awesome.
I love his style. Is very it's very old school Carney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. I just think his gimmick is not gonna go nowhere. The nice guy gimmick, I don't think that's going anywhere. But I like.
I mean, it's the same thing as Simon Gotch, except he's actually got the accent.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
But look what Simon Gotch is doing. He's jobbing every fucking SmackDown. So,
I haven't seen.
I love Simon Gotch, man.
But
I actually missed the Bob Villains. I actually think if they brought Gallagher, you would have seen fucking amazing.
And I would honestly say, if you look at what Simon Gotch does with the promos and everything he does about his entire look, Gallagher nails it out of the park far better. That gimmick is perfect with Gallagher and pretty good with Gotch.
And he's an amazing talker, by the way, Simon Gotch. He was on that Royal Rumble documentary. He's a really good talker. They obviously have not let him do that, but he could talk. He could definitely talk. I like the Vaudevillains, man. I'm a fan of the Vaudevillains. I think it could have worked if they would have pushed it the right way. If they would have.
What went wrong with them, though? I still don't get what went wrong. What? Because they injured Enzo. It just seems like once they injured Enzo, that's it. It was over for them. You know.
It's a good point. Because they were.
I think a lot of it had to do with the fight that happened.
Oh yeah.
With, what's his name? Yeah.
Sin Cara?
Was it Sin Cara?
Yeah,
Gotch and Sin Cara. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who won that? Sin Cara?
Yeah, Sin Cara is undefeated in backstage fights.
No, he hit. What is it? He hit Gotch with a can or something like that. That's what happened. Some shit like that.
I think Gotch hit Cara with a can, and then Cara punched Gotch out, and there you go.
Cara's a badass, man.
He is.
How does he have a job?
I think Cara's been ordered to.
He is the one. He's Unico. The one.
I've heard rumor that he's been rumored to have to be doing anger management classes.
Yeah.
After the incident with Jericho.
Yeah. You know, I know people are not going to agree with me on this, but last week I forgot to mention this. I actually enjoyed Kane and Luke Harper. I thought they did a really good match on SmackDown. I actually cannot believe that I actually, number one, watched Kane versus Luke Harper, but number two, how good that match was. The only thing was that Kane won, but other than that, really good.
Yeah, but they trying to keep Kane relevant, man. I mean, that's what I heard. They want to keep Kane relevant, and I kind of agree with it. You're gonna have him lose every match. You've lost enough in 2014 and 2015. I think, give him a couple wins won't hurt him, and legitimize him a little bit more.
I don't know. It was good. Kane he wasn't awful. He looked like the old Kane.
He's never awful. He's pretty good. He's just, they probably just get tired of him.
He's not spectacular, though.
I like Luke Harper.
Not like I used to be, no. But,
Luke Harper shouldn't be getting the short end of the stick on that shit.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
It's way too good for him to fucking be buried like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he carried that match, and it was really brilliant on his part.
Luke Harper is. If you've seen Luke Harper, he can go, man, and he's had really good matches.
Yeah.
Very good.
One of the best big men. But
right, and he's reminds of like a Sheamus. Like he'll stiff you, and he puts on a good performance in that ring, man. But for him to lose to Kane, Kane is good, whatever to a lot of people, but Kane is really an old school wrestler already. How much more relevant can you make him? he's like the Big Show at this point.
Yeah.
You know?
I just think that mask, his outfit, just got to go. You know.
There's not much. I mean,
I think
don't
coming
know.
back as the bald Kane will be a better idea than.
Just don't bury the two guys that you have there that can go for the next couple of years, and bury them and put Kane that only has a few years left.
We're out of time. There's so much that we didn't cover. We'll cover it next week. But next week, ironically, we're gonna be doing the pay-per-view predictions for.
But let's do something real quick though before we sign off though, okay?
Yeah.
Because there was one more story that came across this week. It's actually it's actually sad. It's been announced that Jimmy Snuka is now in hospice care, given 6 months to live with, I believe it was stomach cancer.
Yeah. Can I just say something, not to be rude about Snuka, but he didn't go to trial because they said that he wasn't fit or he was old or whatever it was. He did something back in the day, and life always gets you, is all I can say.
Well, I mean, it didn't really get him because, how old is he? He lived a full life already.
Right, but what I'm saying is that you don't go to court. If you don't go to jail for something, something always happens to you. Is what I'm saying. If you do bad in life, no matter what it is, you'll always end up paying for it in some way. He survived. Didn't he have cancer before or something?
Yeah.
I know he had something.
He had cancer. I think it was last year and was able to beat it.
Yeah, he was able to beat it, but then it came back, and now it's terminal and stuff. And one way or the if he did those things that they claim that he did, which a lot of people said that he did, there's a lot of evidence to back it up. Life gets you, one way or the other.
Yeah, I guess
it's a shame. It's a shame.
Pink got him though. Man.
I think what's happened also, unfortunately, is that Tamina, whatever happened to Tamina, I think she
was injured.
Yeah, she's going.
She had an ACL injury.
There goes a female that they could have really used, because Tamina is a lot better than people think she is. A lot better.
I believe they're gonna pair her up with Nia Jax, since they kind of like related or know each other from child. So
yeah.
Hey, you smoking early, huh? You couldn't wait to get off the show. Okay.
So next week we really are going to do the roadblock predictions. I'm not even joking about that. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, like I feel like it's nonstop.
Roadblock, man.
Wait. Just in case we don't miss it, is Final Deletion already deleted, or is that coming?
You mean total nonstop deletion?
Yeah,
that will be next Thursday.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna watch that.
And then next week is also the tribute to the troop shows.
Yeah, I used to like them when they did it in Iraq. Like, I used to love those.
And for some reason, the only match I can remember out of all these years of the troops was Heidenreich and Undertaker. I don't know why. Don't even ask me. But yeah.
So
I don't remember the matches. I just remember them doing all the stuff in front of the troops and everything. It was such a huge thing.
I remember Austin and JBL for some reason doing something together. But so we'll talk about Roadblock next week. End of the line. That'll be, thank God, the last pay-per-view of the year. But get this, we're gonna have the Royal Rumble. Then we're gonna have two pay-per-views before WrestleMania.
So fucking excited for the Royal Rumble, and I'm not even. That's not even sarcasm. I really am.
But did you hear? We're gonna have two pay-per-views before WrestleMania, after the Royal Rumble. Two.
I'm excited, man.
I don't think that's a good thing, but anyway, we'll talk about it.
It's actually one a month: January, February, March.
Yeah, I mean that's not as terrible.
That's not as bad as we're gonna have 4 in the next 2 months. So.
No, but my point is that there should be no pay-per-views between Rumble and WrestleMania.
Oh, there's always been one.
There's always been a pay-per-view between.
I know.
No.
But
they usually take, what is it? March off. May?
They take March off, and February's whatever. Elimination Chamber or Valentine's Day Massacre or whatever it is.
But now we're going to have one in March.
I'm not as upset about that than having one every 2 weeks. I mean, the Royal Rumble isn't until January 28th. Like, we have a lot of time.
And also, at least we get the Elimination Chamber back. I love the Elimination Chamber match.
I would love it, but I hope it's not as long as it usually is, man. That should be fucking.
Rumor is right now that the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is going to be a SmackDown pay-per-view.
Yo, the first one was, what
Wow.
was it, 45 minutes to an hour, man. I remember that Goldberg one. Jesus.
Well, we'll talk more about that next week, along with a lot of video game news that came out for next week. So we'll talk all about that.
Duty, baby.
The man who sleeps on the floor cannot possibly fall out of bed. Good night, everybody.
What that mouth do?